You're listening to World of Empowerment Radio, your station for practical spirituality in a changing world. And here are your hosts, Aingeal Rose and Ahonu.
Well, you are very welcome back to session 6 of our World of Empowerment study of the Book of Manifesting by Aingeal Rose. And this is forming part of a course that is now available to everybody free at the World of Empowerment, worldofempowerment.com. So over the last couple of weeks, we've been covering things like symbolism in your everyday life, being specific, and writing out your desires. And in this session, we're going to go through the process of inquiry. We have 3 questionnaires coming up. So you will find during this session, there will be lots of opportunity to pause the video or pause the audio and write out the answers to a lot of these questions. So this is, on the outset, this is not a long session, but by the time you write out all your answers, it may be a couple of hours depending on how much information you want to write down. But we would encourage you to write it out until it's completely out of your system. That is very important. So let's begin with the process of inquiry. The next 3 chapters are questionnaires. When you answer them honestly and completely, they will help you achieve clarity and awareness and get you quickly writing your way to a happy life. Here's how to get the best from them. Take your time answering the questions. 2. Avoid one-word answers. Allow yourself to feel what the question is asking before you answer. Now, I have to say, I was guilty of that. It's easy to write a one-word answer and think, I've got that covered. That's a little error. Don't do that. Write it out as best you can in all honesty, because you'll find you'll benefit far more from doing that than trying to skip through it. Indeed, trying to skip through it is one of those resistances that we talked about in a previous chapter. Number 3, do not censor yourself, even if you do not like what is surfacing for you. The key to your success is to be self-honest. You may find yourself writing things that seem convoluted, embarrassing, or make no logical sense. None of that matters. Write it anyway. Tell the truth to yourself. You deserve it. You are unraveling energy as you write. If you censor yourself, you will still have those old beliefs stuck in your body and in your mind, and you will not have achieved what you set out to do. So that is crucial. And know, of course, that in your writing, nobody else is going to read it, unless you want to keep it or share it with others, which you can do, of course, if you want. But I know what I've done in the past is I have written out these answers, read through them, found the realizations that was in them, and then burnt them. And that was, for me, a symbolic representation of me burning that old stuff, clearing it, getting rid of it. And you can do the same if you want. But know that nobody else is going to read it. And in that way, be very honest with yourself. Number 4, remember to use a notebook and a pen. Thinking about answers or using a laptop is not ideal. Make your notebook a sacred item and keep it private. Now, some people who we know do have to use a laptop for all kinds of different reasons, and that's fine too. But it is actually better, and you've heard me say this before too, and you've heard Aingeal Rose make reference to it in the beginning. It's better if this kind of honesty comes through your body and out through your arm, left or right hand, it doesn't matter. But when you're writing it out, it seems to somehow pull at that core energy of you and deliver a much more honest and much more important response. So let us begin with questionnaire number 1. It's about general information about you, and it asks, describe your life as it is today. Be specific. Describe your life as it is today and be specific. So now, as before, pause the video or the audio here and write out the answer to that question. Question number 2. What areas of your life are you happy with? What areas of your life are you happy with? Question number 3. What areas of your life are you unhappy with? What areas of your life are you unhappy with? Question number 4. How do you feel about your life purpose? Do you know what yours is? If not, make one up right now. Question number 5. Have you fulfilled any or all of your desires? List what has been accomplished and what hasn't. Have you fulfilled any or all of your desires? List what has been accomplished and what has not. Question number 6. What do you desire to get from this book? What do you desire to get from this book? Question number 7. Are you aware of repeat patterns in your life? And if so, list them. Are you aware of repeat patterns in your life? And if so, list them. Question number 8. Do you have health challenges? If so, write them out here. Do you have health challenges? If so, write them out here. Question number 9. If you had a perfect life, what would it be like? Be very specific and don't leave anything out. If you had a perfect life, what would it be like? Be very specific and don't leave anything out. Question number 10. Do you believe anything is possible? Do you believe anything is possible? Question 11. Have you ever deliberately manifested something you've wanted? And if so, what was it? And how did you do it? Have you ever deliberately manifested something you've wanted? And if so, what was it? And how did you do it? Question number 12. Do you feel you have difficulty manifesting? Why? Question number 13. How would you rate your level of happiness? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. How would you rate your level of happiness? Now that's the end of the general questions in questionnaire number 1. Let's move into questionnaire number 2, which is about your motivations. A big part of freeing yourself from unwanted programs comes from examining your motivations. Motivations are what's driving your desires, as well as what is sabotaging you. When you have a desire, it's always a good idea to ask why you desire it. This practice can be very revealing. It will show you if your motives are ego-based or higher self-based. From this recognition, you will learn much. So the first question in this section. List at least 5, but preferably 10 desires that you know you have. These could be anything from a new house, a job, a relationship, love, health, spirituality, etc., etc. List at least 5, but preferably 10 of those. And there's only 2 questions in this motivation section. And number 2 is, for each desire, ask yourself why you desire it. Find out what those desires mean to you. Begin your statements with, I desire this new car because ... Or, I desire more sex because ... Or I desire to be more connected to my inner self because ... Another way to phrase it is, the reason I desire blank is because blank. Or having this desire will mean blank to me. And if you find that some of your desires are really based on something else, the something else is where you need to direct your attention. In other words, it's what is beneath your desires that you need to write the new script about. Now that is key to the success of all of this, because on the surface we can all say we desire this, that and the other, but it's underneath what's the reason behind that desire. It could be whatever. So here's an example. I desire my partner to be more communicative because I want him or her to be more intimate with me. I want to share more with my partner. I want my partner to care how I feel. I want my partner to know me better. I want my partner to be interested in what I have to say. I want to be listened to. I want to openly express my feelings. I would like my partner to change things and behaviours. I want a more exciting life with my partner. Now from this example, you can see that underneath the desire to communicate lie many other desires. The conclusion is that there are more than a few qualities that are lacking in this relationship. At this point, an assessment of the whole relationship might be in order. So how would you go about rewriting that script? Go ahead and finish all 3 of these questionnaires first, and then you can come back to that. But the next chapter will teach you exactly how to rewrite those scripts. And I will carry this one forward to the next chapter on rewriting scripts, so you will see exactly what this new script could look like. So now let's look at questionnaire number 3, called Fear and Change. Question number 1. Make a list of your greatest fears. Make a list of your greatest fears. Question 2. How easy is it for you to change things in your life? How easy is it for you to change things in your life? Question 3. When you think about making changes, do you believe your age limits you and limits what you can do? When you think about making changes, do you believe your age limits what you can do? Question number 4. Is there something you have wanted to change for a long time that you still haven't changed? If so, what is it? Question 5. Why haven't you made the changes? Why haven't you made the changes? Question 6. If the how things could change wasn't an issue, would you still delay the change? If the how things could change wasn't an issue, would you still delay the change? Now we're almost at the end of the questionnaires, but these next few are important, so stick with it. Question number 7. Do you have any addictions? And if so, what are they? Now here's an example of addictions. Doesn't necessarily have to be substances. Can be patterns, emotions, behaviors. Of course, could be alcohol, drugs, diet, exercise, work, sugar, relationships, sex, money, religion. It could be a particular person, gambling, sports, etc. Do you have any addictions? And if so, what are they? Question 8. Saying yes to an addiction is a moment-to-moment occurrence. What's going on in your life when you say yes to an addiction? Saying yes to an addiction is a moment-to-moment occurrence. What's going on in your life when you say yes to an addiction? Question number 9. How many times has fear stopped you in your life from making positive changes? How many times has fear stopped you in your life from making positive changes? Now that does bring us to the end of this session, and in the next chapter we will make new scripts for the answers that you wrote for all of the above, effectively turning your fears or your underlying causes for addictions into secure and positive changes. So we look forward to seeing you in the next session. Until then, blessings from myself, Ahonu, and from Aingeal Rose.
You have been listening to Aingeal Rose and Ahonu on World of Empowerment Radio, your station for practical spirituality in a changing world.